Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of This Is My Bourbon Podcast. I am your host, Perry. With me is the Whiskey Mutant.
And it's hard to hold a candle in the cold November rain. It's raining. It's November.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not when we're recording, but when the time this episode comes out, it's November, which is crazy. How did we get here?
Where am
Last time it was November, I had a 1-month-old.
And now you have a 1-year-old.
I'm aware. And sad. Hey, if you're a first-time listener to the show, thank you so much for being here. Please go ahead and subscribe. If you are returning, hope you're well. Good to have you back. And please go follow all our socials, at My Bourbon Pod, at Whiskey Mutant. Go check out all of our apparel and merchandise, bourbonshop.threadless.com. Check out our YouTube pages as well. This is My Bourbon Podcast and Whiskey Mutant. And become a supporter of the show on Patreon. Patreon.com/My Bourbon Podcast for as little as $1 a month. Got a new patron we're going to give a shout out to at the end of the episode as well.
Nice.
So, I'm pumped. Eric, we've finished up the Hawaii edition of Sips and Snacks. We've now and now we've moved on to
the Utah?
Yeah, Utah. The Utah edition.
The Utah edition.
Thanks to my brain is just broken. I'm really sorry. Thanks to Natalie and Jason.
Yes. Got a whole new box of Snizzaks.
New box.
A brand new snack to pair with you. I brought a mystery sample to pair today.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
So we have
Swiss rolls,
but there's a catch. Where's that box at? These Swiss rolls are not your normal Little Debbie Swiss rolls.
Little Debbie.
These are like a little vanilla flavored like sponge roll thing.
They're very flat. I was not expecting them to be as flat as they are.
Made in Malaysia.
Ooh.
So I'll put a picture of this on the little pre-post that we've been putting up.
Yeah. I've been so bad about posting recently. I've got so many things I need to post about, and I just am like, can't be bothered.
I got stuff to post.
No, it's not that. Oh, that's interesting. It's just like eating a marshmallow.
It's like a little marshmallow cake. And you got to do a pour over with this, too.
Mm-hmm. Is this just Michter's Toasted Rye again?
No.
Is it a turkey product? Mm-mm. Tastes like turkey to me for some reason. I like it, whatever it is.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have a bottle of it because the sample itself was just sent to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But this is Good Times rye, toasted rye, finished in apple brandy.
I was so close with the toasted rye.
And this is like eating like put them together and it's like a apple dumpling or something.
Mm-hmm. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
At first I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this whole thing. I'm going to finish this whole thing.
Bomb.
Yeah. It's small too. I mean, it's not like it's
very light.
Yeah. Oh, extremely light.
It reminds me of those little desserts like when you used to do like Chinese buffets and stuff.
Yeah.
They had the little rolls and stuff.
You know what I did just realize though? I am so not in the mood for sweets right now.
Oh my gosh.
After last night's stream.
I got 3 cavities right now.
Which we'll talk about in what we've been drinking here in a second. But that was a really good pairing.
It was good.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Natalie. I'm looking forward to trying more of these.
Yeah.
So, Eric, let's talk first about what we've mutually been drinking. Then we can get into some other things.
We drank a lot last night.
We did? I drank more after the stream, which I shouldn't have.
I kind of tapered down a little bit, but we ate a lot of candy and treats, and we drank a lot of whiskey with it.
And it was all for Halloween, spooky time. I can't do it. It's got to be. It's got hard not to do. It's got to be on retainer for next year. You're. What you can't.
I'm not gonna do it. I gotta think of a new phrase for November. I'll figure it out. It's so hard not to do it again. Okay, I'm good.
You could just do turkey noises.
Gobble, gobble. It's just not the same. Okay, I'm good.
What are you going to do when it gets to Christmas time? Ho, ho, ho?
I don't know.
All
I'm
right.
still in this spooky season.
I know.
saying
Yeah,
it. Not doing it.
we're recording this at the tail end of the spooky season.
Yes.
So, yeah, but it was all Halloween candy, your Reese's, your Nerds, your Twizzlers. I almost said Tic Tacs.
Tic Tacs.
The worst house to go to.
If I go to a house and I get Tic Tacs in my Halloween bag, I'm throwing those back in there. Oh, get out of here.
You pull it out and you stare at the person, you kick them in the knee, and then you just throw it back at their face.
I'll turn into the little trick-or-treat monster guy, and I run in there.
Turn into Dennis the Menace.
Yeah.
The trick-or-treat monster, the little guy from Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
Movie's so weird. It's good. I really enjoyed it. It's so weird. Anyway, anything else you've been drinking recently you want to talk about?
Let's see. Man, I've just been doing all these pairings, and that's about the main thing that I've been drinking. I don't know if I said this on the last episode. I did get a new Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof pick from the
I don't know.
Nashville Barrel Society.
I don't know if you did say that.
Mr. Adam Terry, thank you for that.
I thought I was going to have one, but I guess not.
Maybe we just have to share that one.
I don't want to have to keep sharing bottles with you. I want to be able to.
Mine is yours.
I mean, yes, I agree, and that's fair. But I want to have my own.
I want my own.
I want my own room, Mom. Anyway.
But had that. Man, it's just been all candy and whiskey for me. Like everything you see on my page is what I've been drinking. And I went full blown, like knocking out like pairings all week.
Yeah, I don't think it was last night that gave you cavities.
No, it's been the whole month.
This entire month.
Oh, you know what else I had?
What?
Perry Russell's Revenge batch.
Oh, yes. A very special batch.
Special batch. Created by Perry Russell himself, blended by Perry, Swan, and myself. Mm-hmm. And if you join the Facebook group, you can find out more information on how you may be able to obtain that.
I don't do a good job about talking about the Facebook group. It's there.
It's there.
And the number of people in it pales in comparison to how many listeners we have. So,
Well, I think we should start doing some more like giveaways over on that side of things, getting a little bit more
absolutely.
stuff going on over there.
I'm also going to change the name of it to This Is My Bourbon Podcast Group, because a lot of people kind of come into it and they think that it's just another bourbon group.
Well,
so
look out. Have you ever noticed how many people we're both in Dad's Drinking Bourbon, their Facebook group.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there's so many people that are like,
that don't even listen to the podcast.
what are you talking about
Yeah.
when they mention something about the podcast? Because it's such just like
Who's Zeke?
Who is Zeke? You review bourbon? What? But anyway, join our Facebook group.
Yes,
Some
please.
giveaways. Got some stuff going on over there.
So I picked up recently, and I have loved the heck out of it, as you know quite well.
Oh, yeah.
This barrel pick. Sorry, I just realized that was very misleading.
It's so hard to explain it when you say it.
Well, it's Barrel Craft Spirits, and they Total Wine did a pick that Chad, my daily bourbon, said is turkey. And Dave Jennings doesn't believe me. And he doesn't believe Chad. So
Chad.
I'm not trying to put Dave on
David.
blast. But the thing is, like, I don't know. I trust both of them, but I don't know who to trust more in this situation, because Dave, every time that he gets sent an NDP barrel that somebody says is turkey, he then sends it to Eddie, and Eddie says, no, that's not turkey. So, but Chad, who, is an important person at this Total Wine, I believe him. Like, I don't think that he would just say it's turkey to move a bottle just to, pull one over on me.
I kind of want, just with my history with Chad, I kind of just want to sit back and watch Chad and Dave debate this. Just for my own entertainment.
And I mean, maybe, like, Eddie can't say whether or not it actually is turkey. I doubt that's the case. I'm sure that he's very upfront with Dave when he has questions. But I just, like, it tastes like turkey. You've tried it.
Yeah, it does.
It's high proof. It's 120 proof, like 120.2. I wouldn't have even really picked it up if it were lower proof than that, just because of how fascinated I was with the fact that it was over turkey standard, like 114, 116 proofs that you normally see around. And I love it. I think it's fantastic. It's a little bit more on the expensive side, but, I've kind of reckoned with purchasing barrel products for a couple of reasons. One, 9 times out of 10, they're just fantastic. And two, I mean, it's a really good way to find barrels of product that you might not be able to get otherwise. I mean, think about, like, if it's a Four Roses cast strength that might be in there. Mm-hmm. Instead of, like, going on secondary and paying hundreds of dollars for it, you could just buy a barrel, craft spirits, single barrels.
There you go.
And you can get one at a much lower price. And I know that Bullet has a bunch of Four Roses picks, like they source their barrels, but those are still proofed down to 104. Like they're consistently 104. That? I don't know. I don't know.
Like that barrel.
But I will say they are still good. I mean, it's not to the detriment of the product. It's just I want it to be at cast strength. So I think that it's a good alternative to some of these bourbons you might not be able to get otherwise.
How long until we see Bullet cast strength picks?
Oh, it's got to be next year.
It's got to be coming.
Got to be next year. I would not be surprised if we saw the TTB label for that next week. I would not be in the least bit shocked. It's just the way this kind of goes.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, just like Ezra and Rebel.
Yeah, it's bound to happen. I don't think that it's not going to happen. So
it needs to happen.
It really does. It really does. And I know that Bullet has some behind the scenes issues, but it is what it is. So, should we get into this?
Are we going to battle?
We're going to battle it out in the octagon.
Man.
You sound like you're starting a motorcycle.
We got the battle. We got a good old-fashioned
Oh, good old-fashioned battle.
A good old-fashioned battle.
Yeah, so I did a video earlier this year on Maker's Mark FAE-01. I said it was fantastic. I said that it's probably the best Maker's Limited release to come out so far. And FAE-02 just came out, and I figured instead of doing another video on basically the same thing, move it to the podcast. If you've not seen the video, go check it out. I had a really good time making it. That was the first produced video that I did for the channel that wasn't in like a part of anything else. I mean, it was my first like actual content that I created for. Am I explaining this well? I don't think I am. So I'm just going to move on.
I mean, I'm part of your OnlyFans, so I don't really understand.
Hey.
Because I know that ain't your first video.
Oh, goodness gracious. Anyway, so we are going to do that on this week's episode. And I figured, and this just kind of popped into my brain, why don't we also compare it to RC6?
Well, you know what? You twisted my leg, son.
I twisted your leg.
Arm. You twisted my arm.
I twisted your arm and I pulled your leg.
You twisted my arm and you told me to have a good time, so I said, you know what?
Oh, crap.
I'm doing it.
Everything's falling.
It's my way of saying, yeah, let's do that.
It's very roundabout, and it confuses most people, but here we are.
I've come to the conclusion that I do that a lot.
What do you mean?
Confuse people. Because I take the long way around of explaining things. You know, like rules and regulations to like giveaways and stuff.
Okay, to be fair, it did take me a couple of times to figure out what you were saying.
I don't know. In my head, it made perfect sense.
Yeah. However,
Coming out of my mouth.
I think after that second time that you explained it, it made sense.
Okay.
But I got to be honest with you, that meme from Patrick was so funny.
Oh, Patrick got me good.
Oh, I've got a new TikTok out too. Go check it out. It's funny.
He's a TikToker.
I am.
So
are you.
I may have a new TikTok and a reel coming out
Cool.
this weekend, which had already passed if you're listening, so check that out.
When was the last time you had RC6?
It's been a minute.
108.2 proof. It's from 2019. I didn't realize it was that long ago. But, I mean, it makes sense. Last year was, what, the SE4 PR5 or whatever the heck?
Yeah.
The droid.
The Gundam mobile suit.
Yeah.
Gundam RX-78 Maker's Mark.
So I have had FAE-02.
Is this my glass? Ooh, this is...
You probably don't want to use that.
No. I got 2 glasses.
Sorry.
I'll be all right.
But yeah, I had FAE-02 Monday night at my mom and dad's. I'd never had it before. I thought it was pretty good. It needed a little bit of time to open up, but I didn't get the chance to compare it to FAE-01. So that's what we're doing today. Can I get the bottles, please?
Oh. This is my review. Get your own.
But you said what's yours is mine.
There's one.
Sick. I mean, I guess I do have a bottle of wine that I could have made do with and just acted like I knew what I was saying with 2. I just always say, no, you go first. You go first.
You go.
I just go, yeah, that's exactly what I thought. So what's the proof on the FAE-01?
FAE to the 1 is 110.6.
And the 2 is 109.1. So I'm going to say, just so we don't have to keep saying FAE-01 and FAE-02, let's just say 1 and 2.
1 and 2. I can barely say FAE. I can't even say it unless I think about it. I'm saying fail. Fail.
Fail.
Fail.
Fail to.
Fail to.
You have to say it in your Mario accent, though.
It's the fail to.
Uh-oh!
Wow.
There's only so many things I can say with the Toad accent, too. Oh, no!
He only has like 3 lines anyway.
Yeah.
It's an failed 1 and the 2.
Man, RC6 has such a good nose.
RC6 is 108.2 proof. This is still one of the best ones.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The 6. Oh, it's like Cracker Jacks.
Did you just take a swig from the bottle?
I did.
Awesome. That absolutely is Cracker Jacks.
Yeah, man.
Oh, so spicy on the mid palate. I'm not complaining. I'm just,
Yeah.
it's like the spice is very, very evident there.
And the proof on these, I mean, that's pretty much cast strength, right? For Maker's Mark.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
usually that 110 something range. And it's just spot on for this. I mean, as much as the high proof lover in me wants to like have a Maker's Mark that's like 120 plus proof or something.
Yeah.
I just don't know, like, because you get so much spice and you get such a good finish on these at, like 110.
Yeah. I don't think it needs it.
I don't think it needs it, no.
I mean, I of course am just interested in general as what that would look like, but I'm good.
I'm still wanting to try a Maker's Mark, like a true single barrel, just to see.
So I found out something really disappointing recently.
Oh, no.
I was under the impression that this single barrel that has your name on it at Makers when you join the ambassador program, that when it is ready and you go and pick up your bottles, it was at cast strength.
It's at 90.
It's at 90.
No.
I was so bummed when I found out. I mean, at least it's a single barrel, from Makers that you get to try, but I just want to know what, like we've been saying.
Straight out of the barrel.
I wanted it to be cast strength so badly. I'd be willing to pay extra for the cast strength,
Maker's Mark, I know you're listening. Just send us a sample.
There's a good chance, actually. I got to meet their West Coast rep last week.
Really?
Yeah. I was working my tour job, and he flew in from Seattle, and he and some buddies went to Keeneland. And so, end of the day, I was like, "Hey, do you ever go on podcasts?" And he said, "Yeah, absolutely." And so we exchanged information and everything. So he'll probably be on before too long.
I like it.
His name's Dave. Super awesome guy. Really enjoyed getting to meet him. But did you ever have the pick that Joseph Brazo brought in? It was a maker's pick.
No, I don't think I've missed last time he was in. I wasn't. I think I was doing something else.
I can't remember if I have any left. If I do, I'll let you try it. But I was floored by how good it was, and the rep was like, "Yeah, I was on that pick. I helped with that pick.
No biggie."
It's like, all right, that's fine.
I wonder if there was any rep on sexual chocolate, because that's still my top maker's pick.
Did Ernie's have any of that left?
No, I
that's
got
a
the
bummer.
last bottle.
Did you really?
I did.
Good for you, man.
I did.
That's
I saw it there
fantastic.
and I took it.
I mean, I probably would have done the same thing. So
Worth it.
I do not blame you at all. What'd you just have, the 01?
This is the 01. And comparing to the RC,
The nose is a little more muted, I feel like.
it's not as bright, like you said. Yeah, that's what muted means. But it's more...
It's like you took the brightness and you turned it down.
You dimmed it.
It's like if the colors weren't as strong.
I get more maple,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit more baking spices on this one compared to the RC6, which was like Cracker Jacks.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I get a lot more cherry on this, too.
Yeah, I get the cherry on the palate, and it's almost like it's like a cherry candy, like a kind of not quite the hot ones, not like the cinnamon candy.
The show?
No, not the. Have you done an episode with hot sauce or anything?
No.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
We got to pair everything.
I'm going to die. I have a pretty low heat tolerance.
Well, I poop a lot. So it could be a recipe for disaster, or it could make for some great content.
That sentence has never been said on this show before.
I'm trying to just
Make
this my,
this is your thing. I want you to just get a feel for the space, just kind of work around with it, do your thing. I want you to be yourself in this space.
Oh. Yeah, cherry candy. Almost a little bit of cough drop, like that kind of cherry.
You still on the 1?
Yeah.
The 2 is like a completely different ball game.
There is not hardly any finish on 1. I'm moving the 2 now, but man,
Yeah.
there's no finish on 1. Whoa. It's so different.
It's got that, like, bourbon is hanging in the atmosphere that rick houses have.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, you're exactly right.
Like, it's much oakier than the 1 was.
It smells so much older.
I know.
Yeah. Just like you said, oaky and older. It smells like a barrel.
It really does.
Whoa. So different on the palate, too. I don't get hardly anything until the finish, like right on the back of my tongue.
Yeah, it starts out like all alcohol on the front end. But then it goes like, it almost tastes like a rye whiskey.
It doesn't taste wheat at all.
No.
I'll tell you that.
I would have been, if you had blinded me with this, I would have sworn up and down that this was a rye.
Man.
Man.
There's so much rye spice on the back, especially on the finish. And there's no...
So strange.
Yeah. What? So
Yeah, let's look at the finishing staves here.
1 is 10 virgin toasted American oak staves. And then the 2 is 10 virgin toasted French oak staves.
French oak has always, to me, imparted this weird spice to bourbon.
Well, there it is.
So I think that's 100% where that's coming from. I don't like to talk too much about like what's causing things in flavors, but it's kind of impossible for me to ignore this one in particular, just because how similar my experience has been with French oak in the past. I don't know if I like it though. Like it's so flat up front.
It's flat.
And the spice is so strange on the back end.
It's compared to the first one, the one right on the end and the finish, it coats you too. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like very coating. If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, there's nothing up front. It's just like drinking alcohol. And then you get oak and rye on the end and on the finish.
The fact that it's rye is just
it's
crazy. Crazy to me.
So here's a fun thing on the back of the bottle, which now that I'm reading this, I think we kind of hit it on the head, honestly. The first release, FAE-01, is fruit forward with more focus on barrel extractives. Did I say that right?
I guess.
extractives.
Yeah.
Extractives. The second release, FAE-02, is texture focused to really highlight the Maker's Mark mouthfeel. It's round, creamy, and mouth coating.
So you know what this means? They're making us do the blending work. Like, these are two products.
And we're going to blend them together right now.
Absolutely, we are about to do that.
Yes, we are.
But these are two products that should exist as one.
And they put them separate.
And they made them into separate batches.
Maker's Mark, blend your own bourbon. What everybody wants for Christmas.
Blend your perfect bourbon.
All right.
Which actually is kind of cool. I mean, if distilleries did that kind of thing where they send out, or they had like samples available of, you know, single barrels or cast strength products or whatever, and
that
you got
would be
like
a cool kit.
Wouldn't it be though?
Yeah.
It would teach people what goes into blending. And I understand that it's something that not a lot of distilleries can do, but still, like, that would be so awesome.
This is my bourbon podcast. Make your worst George T. Stagg or make your best George T. Stagg.
A literal thing that we've done before very recently.
Prices may vary. So I had about the same amount left in each glass, so I'm currently blending mine together.
And I've got to drink down mine just a little bit.
That's pretty funny that it makes perfect sense that you've got two things that you blend together yourself right now.
I mean, it's cool, and I know that it's not like what they intended, but it does very much feel like these two products were made to be had together.
Yeah, because one, it's got all the notes. It's got all like the flavor. And then two has got the finish and everything, but it's not really got anything much else going on. Mm-mm. So it makes perfect sense to put them together to make the FAE-03.
Ever since you said that Heaven Hill should do... by the way, we can go buy Heaven Hill products again.
Yay!
And there was much rejoicing. Yay!
Everybody's back at the gift shop. Well, I guess they probably never left, honestly.
Yeah, true. But ever since you said that Heaven Hill should do like a fourth batch of ECBP and it's all three of them blended together at the end of the year, I've not been able to stop thinking about that.
I would love that.
And
so much.
I want that so badly. I want more distilleries to just be creative and have fun. Like here, okay. I'm gonna go on a bit of a rant.
Do it.
And I'm gonna be as specific as I can be without putting anybody on blast. Ooh. I have just felt recently, and this has been kind of stewing for me for a while, that bourbon is starting to feel less fun. And I I can understand that maybe part of that is the fact that we're not able to get together as much as we used to, and we're just much more cautious, and we're not like constantly going and hanging out with people and doing bottle chugs, and it's all very limited to like social media or Zoom hangouts or what, but it just doesn't feel as accepting as it used to, and it doesn't feel as inclusive as it used to either. And maybe it's just that I've realized something that has been going on for a long time anyway, but I've just been bummed about the community recently. I'm not talking about the podcast community. Podcast community continues to be just amazing, and you guys are the best, and we love all of our listeners, and
yes,
I think
we
it's
do.
just, I couldn't ask for a better support group and a better group of people to just encourage us and to say, hey, keep going. And I mean, we've done 200 episodes. I mean, that's crazy to me, but it just is. It's the community at large.
There's way more complaining than like, I don't know what you would say, like positivity.
Yeah,
or
no,
like
exactly.
fun. It's just people will complain more than they will like say good things about something.
And I mean, again, part of that could be a product of the fact that the past 2 years have just been just bonkers, and nobody has the same outlook on life or the same perspective that they did before the pandemic. That could very well be the case. But at the same time, this was always kind of our, and I hate to use this phrase, but I think it's fairly appropriate, safe space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, this was just kind of where we went to feel good and have fun and not feel the immense pressure of trying to impress somebody or trying to convince somebody that they need to try something one way or think about something another way. It was just always like we're all working together but independently of one another to maintain and to grow the community and the status of something that we love so much. And it's gotten so frustrating and not boring. Boring's not the right word, but it's just, I don't know.
It's like a broken record sometimes. It's like the same.
Yeah.
People are saying the same things. They're complaining about the same things. They're giving people hell about the same things. And it's just, it gets old. It really does.
I will say, though, here's the one anomaly that I've noticed. I don't think I've seen, and correct me if I'm wrong, any particular backlash towards Buffalo Trace for not putting out George T. Stagg. Like, I've not really seen posts from people complaining about it or going, I can't believe they did that. Or
No.
It's just kind of like a general understanding or just feeling like, yeah, okay, that's fine. We'll see it next year. It'll be good. It'll be fine. For the most part, I mean.
But then another company puts out a 4-year-old rye or something and charges a little bit more and everybody loses their mind.
Yeah. And we can talk about that too. That's something that I think is very relevant to the moment. But I mean, they've got so you're talking about the Blue Run,
Yeah.
4-year-old rye and a 4-year-old high rye bourbon, right?
Yeah.
Both are $100. Here's the thing. Blame Jim Rutledge all you want. I don't think that's his fault. I really don't think that's Jim Rutledge's fault. I think that I like to think of it the same way that I thought of Dixon when he was still with Kentucky Owl.
Yeah.
He makes the product, and as far as like marketing goes, that's left up to the rest of the people. Pricing, all that good stuff. They have accountants for a reason. I don't think we should blame Jim at all for this. So I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of like I'm not going to buy it.
I want to try it.
I do want to try it. I desperately
I would
want to
love
try
to
it, but I cannot justify picking up a bottle at that price.
No, and it's one of those things that if I got to try it and I was like, wow, this is worth the $100,
Yeah.
then I would be more inclined.
Two completely different things.
Yeah.
Two completely different things in my mind.
But as far as like, I think what we were saying before about, Buffalo Trace and all that, it's like, I'm kind of like, this is a, newer company. They don't have as much stuff, all that, and everybody's just giving away.
I gotta be honest with you. It makes buying Booker's at $80 or $90 seem attractive. Like, it makes me reconsider my stance on whether or not I would buy Booker's.
Right.
And I mean, I'm not going to right now, but I just can't justify that price point. Anyway, I think that's all of my side of the rant. Do you have anything else you want to say?
I was just going to say, like, as far as like people not really saying much about Buffalo Trace, and then something like that comes out and people are going crazy over it. I don't know. I feel like, I guess just where Buffalo Trace more established and all that, people are just going to let it go. This is kind of the new person on the block. People are going to, like, give it a little bit more hell, per se.
Yeah, and I mean, everybody was willing to give. See, okay, that's apples to oranges. I was gonna say everybody was willing to give Wilderness Trail and New Riff a chance with their 4 and 6 year old products, but those were not $100.
But they were $50, half the price.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I don't know. All I know, I want to try it. I want to know if it's really worth that price range. I'm not saying anything bad about it because we've not tried it, but unless somebody gives me a sample or something like that, I probably won't be buying any.
Anyway, my final statement on all of this is keep bourbon fun.
Yes.
Keep it fun. Make it fun. Allow it to be something that was so great and so inclusive. And I know I'm complaining about complaining, but
that's the whole reason that
we have a podcast.
Yes. That's the whole reason I listen to the podcast. I started listening to, listen to other people because they keep it fun. That's the whole reason I pair snacks with bourbon. It's to just keep it fun. Like, I don't want to just sit and, like, know something and then put it in the shelf and then whatever. Get it out, share it with people, grab your snack, watch a movie, whatever. Just keep it fun.
Yeah. Man.
All right, the nose on this FAE-03 is what I'm calling this one. It is awesome.
1.5?
And 2.2?
I was never good with math.
I don't know.
It really did kind of perfect the two products. How bizarre.
Wow. It gives... Now you have... notes and you have a finish. You have a complete product
now you have something that people, I think, would enjoy a lot more. I'm not saying that people don't enjoy the 1 or the 2, but I think that once it actually is put together,
I mean, if you have them both, put them together, because you're going to find out this is like a complete. If they come out with an FAE-03 and it's just these two put together, I'm gonna be pissed.
I'm a riot.
I still think the RC6 though.
I do too, but I just if nothing else, buy both of these bottles and blend them together.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a much better product than either of these are on their own.
If I had the disposable income, I would buy 2 more bottles and then blend them into one. Make a big liter. Well, no, it would be, 1.75? Would that be 2 or a liter?
Yeah, 1.75.
Get one of those big, huge Maker's Mark bottles and just blend them all together.
Man, Maker's handles
are
insane looking. It's the same with
Eagle Rare. Those handles.
Oh, and 1792 handles. Those, they look cursed.
Somebody squished, like just took their giant hands and just squished the bottle into like.
Did you ever see when the first Mario Maker came out, the long Mario?
Oh yeah,
that's what it looks like to me. The cursed long Mario from
it shouldn't be
Mario
there. It just
Maker.
shouldn't be something.
Anyway, sorry, sidetracked about how bizarre handles look.
So comparing these two, I don't know if I have now that I've blended them together and I've got it in my head that they are 2 separate products meant to be one. I don't know if I can say one is better than the other, because I like the two together the most.
I mean, I think if I had to choose, I like one better than I do two because it actually feels like I'm drinking something.
Yeah. One has the notes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But two is just very flat up front. And I understand that it's a texture thing that they're trying to go for.
And they did.
But nobody's buying a bottle of bourbon solely based on mouthfeel.
Just that, though. This one tastes like crap, but it feels good in my mouth. All right.
What?
I'm sold. Oh.
Oh,
Man,
that's what she said.
No, got me.
Got him. All right, remind me, I've got 4 more left to do this hour.
Dude, together, though, I like that. I'm going to make me one more little blend of this.
I don't mind that at all.
You want some more?
Yeah, why not? It's Friday. So, what do we learn from this? Buy RC6 if you see it.
Check.
I think I like SE4 PR5 better than both
Oh, yeah.
of these. And are you really just going to put the bottle back down after you offered it to me again?
No, I'm going to blend them together. I'm going to hand you both bottles at the same time.
Oh, you know what I'm actually going to do? Instead of that, I'm going to put the RC6 in it.
Oh, okay. Ooh, I'll do that too. So,
Because we know that the two FAEs are good together.
there's 2.
Well, I'm actually good now.
Oh, you got enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's...
Oh, yeah.
I'll get some
You're
before you
good.
leave.
You're good.
I'll get some for the rest of my day. Anyway.
And then let me get some 6.
But yeah, if you're going to buy both of the FAEs, blend them together.
Yes.
It's just it's a much better product than either of these two on their own. How about Eric? We go tipping and bitten.
Just a tipping and bitten all
Just
the way
tipping
down the
and
way.
a bitten.
Tipping and a bitten.
So what do you got for tips and bits this week, Eric?
Well, blend that RC6 in there too. Oh my word!
Changes it?
Oh yeah, especially on the front.
I know I just said this, but boy, it really helps the mouthfeel.
It does. So tips and bits. I feel like I've talked about this a lot, but I don't know if I've ever actually put it in this segment. But have I mentioned Cowboy Bebop?
Maybe.
Well,
I feel like you probably have, but I know where you're going with it.
oh yeah. So Cowboy Bebop is an anime, which it's almost impossible for me to say that it's not my favorite anime. I know my favorite lists change, just like, people's bourbon lists change and all that, but Cowboy Bebop will be in my top 3 no matter what. Whether I'm feeling like it's number 1 or number 2 or number 3, it's going to be there. And it's currently on Netflix because there's a live action version of Cowboy Bebop coming out. Mm-hmm. So Cowboy Bebop, the original anime came out in 1998, and it just changed my outlook on shows. Like, I loved it so much. But one of the best anime. The music, it made me appreciate soundtracks in shows. It made me appreciate voice actors, and it just made me appreciate just all around storytelling.
Nice.
But it revolves around these bounty hunters in space. It's set in the future, and they're going from planet to planet, just getting bounties. They're always broke, trying to fix the ship, so they're trying to get bounties. And
It sounds very Star Warsy.
yeah, it's similar.
Yeah.
There's a corgi as one of the crew members, which is amazing. I love corgis. But every episode is kind of like a different bounty, and then maybe every 5th episode is a episode about this major story that's happening in the background. So you'll get some standalone episodes and then a major story, standalone, all that. It's like 25 episodes. It's so good. It's an anime that I would recommend for just anybody.
Wait. It's only 25 episodes?
Yeah.
Really? I thought
Yeah.
it was multiple seasons of a show.
It's like 2 anime seasons, which is usually like 12 episodes.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you have plenty of time right now. I think the live action comes out November 19th. So you have plenty of time if you want to watch the anime. You don't have to, because I've been reading a lot that you can watch this and just go on. But I encourage you to watch this anime. It's amazing.
I'm definitely going to. And knowing that it's that short kind of helps me a little bit. just because I was like, I don't know if I have time to get into like an 8-season show right now, but yeah, I can handle 25 episodes.
And there's been a lot. It's so funny because it's just like anything else. It's just like being a big bourbon fan, and then you see like a label that you don't know anything about, but you start judging what the product may be.
Yep.
So when stills and teasers of this live action started coming out, people just started ripping it because they didn't think that John Cho was a good Spike. They didn't think that Faye, which is the main female character, her clothes were right.
FAE-01 or FAE-02?
Oh!
It was all leading up to that. We script this podcast. Did you not know that?
Got me. Dope. But people were mad because Faye's clothes, because in the anime she was a little bit more skimpy, and then in the
come on,
the live action she's got like kind of like more.
It's 2021, people.
More of like what you would think like a bounty hunter would wear, because in the anime normally bounty hunters wouldn't wear what she's wearing. But either way, people just ripped it, and this latest trailer that came out just made me get so excited for it because it's so true to the anime, and a lot of live action anime adaptations are not. So I'm giving myself hope that this is going to do the original anime justification. But either way, Cowboy Bebop, watch it. And I'd probably drink Jack Daniels with it because Spike is always at a bar or something. Yeah. And there's a few times where you may see a little bit of Jack Daniels in the background.
I wonder if it's going to make it into the actual like live action show.
We'll see.
I'm excited to find out. So, I have watched so many movies recently.
Yes, scary movies.
All scary movies. No, can't do it.
Okay, I'm good.
It's all right, buddy.
I'm good.
You'll be all right.
I'm good.
And I'll talk specifically about a couple of them, but I'll name them all off. James and the Giant Peach, which
Classic.
I hadn't seen in years.
Oh, it's so creepy.
It's depressing more than anything, I feel like. Watch The Lighthouse again, which I've spoken about on the podcast before. One of my favorite movies of all time. Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe.
Oh, craziness.
So good, though, dude.
It is.
So good. I talked about Get Out on the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I finally watched Us.
I think you mentioned that one last week, too.
Did I?
Mm-hmm. You didn't say much about it.
Well, it was... I thought it was genuinely scarier than Get Out was.
Yeah,
like,
I think so.
It felt more like a horror movie than Get Out does. Get Out's just more psychological than anything. But daggone, like there was a point where I was watching Us and I was like, whoa, like I got a little spooked by it, but it's amazing. I think I even like it a little bit better than I do Get Out. And I love Get Out.
I think I'm on that side of things, too. I think just as the like suspense and the horror and the scare, I think that kind of puts Us in another level to me.
Also, Tim from Tim and Eric is in it as like a major character. I was not ready for that at all. He's so good in that movie, though. He plays that role perfectly. Anyway. Oh, we also watched Midsommar.
Oh my! You know that movie will make me feel. It makes me feel so nervous and uncomfortable, and things aren't even happening. But it's just
it's the atmosphere.
The atmosphere and that cult or whatever you want, that village, whatever you want to call them. It just keeps me on edge, and it makes me feel so uneasy when I watch that.
And I know that the first thing that you see from. I'm gonna spoil it a little bit. It's a movie that's been out for 2 years. So honestly, if you've not seen it by now, I don't think you're going to, because that probably means it's not your cup of tea. It was barely my cup of tea, especially once I got into it. And I was like I could feel my palms getting really, really sweaty during it. But so the first big thing that you really see, I guess, is the beginning of their Midsummer Festival. which is a tradition in a lot of Swedish Nordic culture. But the thing that just turns the tide and turns the tone of the entire movie is when they perform a ceremonial suicide ritual.
Oh.
Which...
Talking about some gore.
I wasn't ready for it.
You want to see somebody's face explode on a rock?
Literally cave in. Literally gets caved in. I felt my stomach drop when it happened. And I kind of, like, Lucy's not big on horror. She's really not very big on gore either. And, like, as it was happening, I was like, did we make a mistake? Should we really be watching this together? Like, that's very much a movie that I would watch by myself because Lucy wouldn't want to get into it.
So, the thing that is, and when you watch this, you start to see the characters change to where they start, like, there's one character that totally just starts accepting everything. And you're like,
and they all start turning on each other.
Yeah.
Though. Like, it's not that they had a very copacetic relationship to begin with, but holy moly, they are just, it's mutiny all around, man. Yeah. That is backstabbing
like,
and turning face.
You see two people jump off a cliff.
Turning heel, I guess, sorry.
Face and heel, there you go. Wrestling terms. But you see two people jump off a cliff, and then everybody's just like, all right, that's how we do things around here. And you just still stay there. I'm like, you got to get away from this place.
I would leave so quickly. I mean, I know that I know how the movie ends.
Acceptance.
But, like, I wouldn't second guess it. If I had important possessions there, I would leave them. I would just run.
The people...
like, I wouldn't even think twice about it. I would just run as far as I possibly could.
The villagers, just the way they stare and look, just make me uncomfortable. Now that I'm thinking... I'm getting uncomfortable thinking about this movie right now.
I'm getting, like, twitchy and
because I'm remembering
fidgety.
Things now.
Yeah. But...
Bear suit.
That scene, that is the scene I think that messed me up the most. Because, like, for one... The process of burning a body, to me, I don't want to ever smell that. But some part of my brain, like, has tricked me into knowing what that smells like. So when that happens, it was what we were talking about the other night. Instead of, like, synesthesia, which is, you know, seeing music as color, hearing music as colors. I have this thing where I will get a phantom smell stuck in the bridge of my nose. And it's not detrimental to my ability to, like, smell bourbon or taste bourbon. It's just this thing that I've had since I was a kid. I mean, it's one of my earliest memories. And it just gets lodged in my nose for, like, weeks. And it's no more than, like, 2 weeks typically. But it just, like, that scene happened.
There it is.
And it just, like, hit. And I thought at first I was having, like, an aneurysm or something. Or, like... like, because I thought I was bleeding from the nose. With the way that the smell hit me. But it was messed up, man. And Florence Pugh is phenomenal. She is an incredible actor.
And the funny thing is, thinking of how she is in Black Widow and then watching that, you're like, whoa, like, she's not just funny action. Like, there's nothing funny in this movie.
There's a couple funny moments.
I guess with the...
Boy, when that guy's head gets caved in, I was rolling.
When that one guy's looked like he was wearing his face as a mask and stuff, like...
Not looked like he was.
Well, yeah. God. Yeah, that movie's crazy.
It's a lot to unpack, and it's very dark and unsettling. But anyway, happy November, everybody. Oh, well, that does it for this week, I think.
I'm uncomfortable.
I am too.
And I'm sad because I didn't get to say the thing. I'm not going to do it.
I'll give it to. I'll let you do it once.
No. Yes.
All right. That's officially the last one until next year.
Next year. I can't wait to bring it back. I'm already excited for it.
I'm excited for it too. And any other little changes that it might undergo.
I'm going to do the longest one ever.
You did a really long one last
Oh,
week.
yeah. I was like,
It was a full 10 seconds. I was editing and I was like, is this really still going? So anyway, thank you all so much for listening. Genuinely, I had a really good time this week.
it's been
It
a
was
good
a lot of
week.
fun. Yeah. I felt like I just had a lot of stuff kind of built up and it was time to kind of have a little therapy session.
Wahoo!
Uh-oh. Yeah. Anyway.
It's me, Chris Pratt.
Where can people find you on social media?
You can find me at Whiskey Mutant on Instagram. Just pairing all the stuff, movies, candies, anything else, cakes.
Go follow his YouTube page too.
Yeah,
Go subscribe.
I'm stuck at like 35 subscribers.
I hate when that happens. We've been stuck at 1,040 for like 2 months.
So, 1,040, 35. It's a pretty close number.
That's not what I meant. I wasn't trying. Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to give Eric 1,005 more subscribers, go search for Whiskey Mutant. Are you going to be on Twitter soon?
Twitter?
Yeah, because you talked about changing your old
Oh, I did.
handle. Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm on
it's
Twitter.
So it's Whiskey Mutant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
ever do anything. I guess I got to start doing stuff on there now too.
You can
right?
share TikToks and Reels and Instagram posts there too.
All right, find me on Twitter.
There you go. If you want to find me, I'm at pritter1492. I'm going to change my handle soon, by the way.
Ooh, to what?
pritter1792.
Ritter Mutant?
No.
Oh, damn it.
Bourbon Pod Perry. But yeah, pritter1492 for now. And you can also become a follower of the show itself at My Bourbon Pod on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can leave us a 5-star rating and review on the iTunes podcast app. I haven't checked in a couple of days, but I don't think we have anything new
I've not got any screenshots from
review-wise.
non-podcast app reviews.
Yeah, I think that bit's over.
Bring it back.
Bring it back, baby.
Bring it back. Bring it back. Baby.
Nope, nothing new. That's all right. But you can, and there's other ways to review the podcast as well. Oh, actually, we do have a review. I totally forgot about it. From Bill Robarge.
Oh. Where do you review that?
On it's an Android only podcast app. Oh, is Instagram down?
Oh, no.
You have got to be kidding me. Instagram is down right now.
Again? What am I going to do all day? I'm an Instagrammer. It's not down for me.
All right, well, Instagram's not loading for me, and Bill hasn't replied with those reviews, so we'll read those off next week.
Are we in the same... Did he put it in the...
No, it was, he sent it to me privately.
Okay.
So, let's see what else. You can find all of our apparel and merchandise at bourbonshop.threadless.com. You can find our Facebook group if you go to Facebook and search for This Is My Bourbon Podcast Group. I'm changing the name of it this week. So
Changes are coming.
we're going to do some fun stuff over there very, very soon. So check in on that. You can get in on the Perry Russell giveaway
Yes.
over there as well. Oh, goodness gracious. Perry Russell. We
Haven't
need
heard from him in a while.
Yeah, we'll get an update from him soon, I'm sure. You can send questions or comments to thisismybourbonshop@gmail.com. You can leave us a barrel ring at 859-428-8253. It's voicemail, but we'll listen to on air. Or send us like a voice memo.
Yeah.
Just like on your phone.
Yeah, send it to me or Perry on Instagram
Yeah.
and we'll play it.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll respond to it. We'll do one a week.
Yeah.
It'll still be called barrel ring, so
It's the same.
yeah, exactly.
Ring, ring. Hit the ringer.
Ring, 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 ring. And last but not least, you can become a patron of the show at patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast for as little as $1 a month.
Buckery too.
Buckaroo. And for as little as $5 a month, you get a bunch of bonus content, which includes the pregame chats, early access to all episodes. And why is my brain breaking? Why can't I find the Patreon app?
Perry's broken.
Oh, it's right there. It's just a different color right now. But as I said at the top of the show, we do have a brand new patron.
Explosions.
From a week ago. The Embellish Podcast.
The Embellish podcast?
Yeah, at the $10 tier. So thank you guys so much for subscribing to our Patreon. I'm hoping you guys have one as well. and we can push some people your way. But
Embellish Pod?
yeah.
I'm following them on Instagram.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, they got a nice little Instagram page. I'm going to talk about them for a second. Got some good stuff here. I like their logo. Talk about product stories that are both interesting and sometimes controversial. Okay. Well, thanks for joining.
Sounds like a little collaboration might have to come up in the near future. So anyway, thank you also to all of our patrons. We appreciate you guys. You're the best. You're
Thank
wonderful.
you.
And I think that does it for this week. Not sure what's happening next week, though.
Hey,
Something.
we'll figure out something.
More bourbon.
Definitely more bourbon.
Absolutely.
Maybe some more blending.
Oh, 100%. At some point, we have to do your How I Pair Things episode.
Oh, yeah. I gotta figure something out special for that.
Remember to bring your PowerPoint.
Oh, and if you're listening to this, get caught up on your 10-bit knowledge because we are going to play a fun game on the live stream. I don't know how we're going to figure out who gets to play. Maybe some giveaways or something, but somebody is going to play for a really good bottle, and it's all going to be based on your knowledge of the show. Stay tuned.
I'm excited. That does it for this week. Thank you all so much for listening. We'll see you real soon, but until then, I'm Perry.
I'm Eric.
And this is My Bourbon Podcast. For a second, I thought you said Swan wrong. like I'm Perry, I'm Swan, but you said Eric instead, and I was like, my brain just for a second just completely stopped working. I was like, why did he say Eric and not Swan?
Can I have some of that Kentucky Owl?